What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and today, as promised, I'm going to break down my entire new workout split. I just started this split today, and I will be squatting 3 days a week, bench pressing 3 days a week, and deadlifting 2 days a week. This program was created for me by Mike Pucci of Team Unique Prep, and basically, the goal here is to get as strong as possible while still focusing on hypertrophy and bringing up some of my weak points. All right, his website is teamuniqueprep.com, and I will post links to it. Also, his YouTube channel in the description box below. All right, so let's jump in. This is called DUP training. Stands for Daily Undulating Periodization, and that refers to using different loads, reps, and sets in a resistance training program on different days of the week. All right. Before we jump in, let me just say that this program is not for beginners and is probably for someone a little more advanced or intermediate, I guess you could say. All right. So on Monday, this is my squat, bench, and deadlift day. This day is probably the toughest of the 6 days. Yes, this is a 6-day split. On this day, I will squat 5 sets of 12 at 65% of my 1 rep max, followed by bench pressing 4 sets of 10 at 65% of that 1 rep max, and then deadlifting 6 sets of 4 at 75%. And you see at the bottom it says I will throw in additional calves work. Well, that's a lie, because today, after the 3 big lifts, I had absolutely no energy to do anything else afterwards. All right, it may look basic and easy on paper, but when you actually do it, if you are going according to the right 1 rep max using the right percentages, it is going to be very, very intense. On Tuesday, this is my back and arms day. It says or rest because, again, this is 6 days training in a row, and I assume that every once in a while I may have to take 1 day off during the week. And so this is my back day, where I'll do 12 total sets of back, and then I'll do some arms, some biceps, 6 to 8 total sets, and then triceps, 4 to 6 total sets. You notice that the triceps volume is lower, but that's simply because I will be bench pressing 3 days per week. Not to mention, I believe I bench press on Wednesday, so I don't want to tax my triceps and have it hinder my progress with the bench press the following day. Now, it also says I may throw in some lateral delt work as well as some direct trap work, but I guess we'll wait and see how that goes tomorrow. All right, on Wednesday, this is my squat and bench day. All right. On this day, I'm squatting 6 sets of 5 reps apiece at 80% of my 1 rep max, and then I'm bench pressing 4 sets of 6 at 75%, and then I'll do 1 more set with the same weight and do as many as possible. And I'll get into the AMRAP sets later on when I talk about the progression with the program, so just remember that, all right? Also, it says here I will throw in additional calves work, and I may include additional hypertrophy work, but again, that's totally going to depend on how I feel following these 2 big lifts. All right, on Thursday is another hypertrophy day where I'll do shoulders and arms or rest. As I mentioned before, this is 6 days training in a row, and every once in a while I assume that I may need to take 1 day off during the week. All right, so here I'll do shoulders for 12 total sets. And then again, biceps and triceps, a little bit more biceps and less triceps because, again, the frequency of my bench press is pretty high. And then after this, I may throw in some direct trap work because that's another muscle group that I want to bring up. But it really just depends on what I do in terms of, or how I feel in terms of, that day. All right, on Friday is my bench and deadlift day. This day, I will bench 6 sets of 4 reps apiece at 85%, and then I'll do 2 sets of deadlift. I'll do 85% for 1 rep, and then I'll do the same weight for as many as possible. And then again, I may throw in additional calves work, and I may include additional hypertrophy work depending on how I feel after those 2 lifts. On Saturday, this is my squat day, but it's also just a general leg day where I squat 5 sets, 4 reps apiece at 85%, and then I do 1 more set with the same weight for as many as possible. Following that, I'll do some leg press, Romanian deadlifts, hamstring curls, and calf raises. And then Sunday is my rest day, where I'll be sitting around dreading Monday. Alright, so the principles. Pretty basic stuff here. Progression is based on the AMRAP sets, which I'm going to go over in the next slide. In terms of deload, I would say probably every 6 to 8 weeks you'll have to deload. Now this is individual as well, because if you feel taxed and you feel like your nervous system is fried, then you're probably going to have to deload sooner than this. But 6 to 8 weeks is pretty standard. Alright, big lift frequency. This is individual based. So if right now you're training your bench, squat, and deadlift once per week, then I wouldn't recommend adding more than 1 more day a week. So for example, if you're doing that, then try starting off with maybe 2 squat sessions, 2 bench press sessions, and then 1 or 2 deadlift sessions per week, and then slowly work your way up from there. I was on a legs push pull, rest, repeat, so I was hitting each lift about twice a week, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and do 3 times a week, and then I'm keeping the deadlifts at twice a week. Alright, hypertrophy days, which is Tuesday and Thursday. Basically, you'll just use these days to focus on weak points in your physique that you want to bring up. Alright, and then in terms of rest periods, I'm going to link a video that I did talking about rest periods in the description, but for your main lifts or the big lifts, you always just want to rest as long as you need to in order to make sure you're primed and ready, and to, just to basically make sure that you hit your numbers. All right, so there's not a set rest period time for those. Just rest as long as you need to in order to make sure you hit your numbers. All right, progression. So here is my explanation of how you should progress on this program. All right, if you noticed, everything is based on percentages. All right, and those percentages are based on your 1 rep max. So I use max lift. It's a calculator that gives you a rough estimate of your 1 rep max based on so for example, just to make it simple, if I'm bench pressing 250 pounds for 3, then I would put that into the calculator and it would spit out a number, which is basically what my 1 rep max would be based on my 250 for 3. So for example, it'll give me 270 pounds, and that is the weight, the 1 rep max that I'll base off of for the week. Alright, so on my AMRAP set, it was 75%, which equates to 200 pounds. So I would have to do 200 for as many reps as possible. Now let's say I did 200 pounds for 12 reps on my AMRAP set for bench. I would recalculate using those numbers, and then that would bring my bench up to 285. Right? So the next week, I would base my percentages off of my new 1 rep max, which is 285. So 75% of that would be 215. So when I do my AMRAP set, I'll use 215 and go for as many reps as possible. So say for example I hit 10 reps with 215, that will equate to, again, 285 pounds. So I would stay with the same 1 rep max the following week until the calculation tells me different. And that's the same for all of the big lifts. You base it off of your AMRAP set. Alright, training less than 1 to 2 years. So if you're a beginner, again, this is not for you. I would recommend you start off with my Mass in a Flash program, which is totally free. I'll put the link in the description to that. It's got a 12-week program. It's a novice program. And it's got a nutrition portion where you can basically calculate your macronutrient intake to make sure you are in a slight surplus over time. Link is in the description. Go there, put your name and your email address, and you'll get instant access. Big shout out to Mike Pucci of Team Unique Prep. Again, his information is in the description below. Check him out. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions regarding this split, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer each and every one of them. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button below, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.